Okay. Had to start another one. So if y'all are in YouTube chat, you're going to have to get out of that one to go find the correct one. Yeah, it says live in 1 minute. Yeah, and at 40 minutes. Yeah. Let's see. Word properties. Which is going to be here. Good. And then my ebook is going to be Vitasource, which is supposed to be here somewhere. There's Vitasource. Good. And then web browser. Good. Chrome, which is going to be not here. Here. All right, guys, y'all are seeing me and hearing me now? Okay. And then where am I at? I'm still at the start screen. How's my TikTokers doing? Hey, Go Kart. Hey, Lady Love. Hey. Yep. There's Emily. Good to see you guys. Thank you already for all the perfume bottles. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for tapping the screen and sharing the live. Let's let everybody know I'm out and about. Sorry, it's been really busy lately. I'm really super busy at work. And then the boys had an away ball game, which was, let me take off my watch because it makes too much noise. It was 2 hours away, and I don't like them being that far away from me, so I just follow the bus and go with them and then follow them back home. If they want to ride the bus, that's fine with their friends, but they can ride with me. But I just want to be there if they need me. So I went to that on Monday. And then yesterday, the boys had dentist appointments right after school at 4 o'clock. So, lots of things going on. I hope you guys are having a good week. I still got to do taxes. I still got to fill out an application to get my passport renewed, and my car that's been in the shop for over a year. The guy sold his shop, and of course he still hasn't fixed my car, so now I got to get a tow company out there tomorrow to tow it back home because it's still not fixed, and then find somebody else to fix it. So there's just a lot of engines in the fire right now. My boys are going to be home from school for the next 10 days after Friday too, which is crazy too. What are you guys working on? Anybody going to take their exam this week or next week? Jen says she took her test for the second time and she didn't pass. I wonder how close you got. Do you have the breakdown from AAPC that says how well you did in each 17th section? That would be good to see. You could send that to me on Discord if you're in our study group, and I can give you some advice on where to go and what you need to do for your next attempt. Yeah, I just still have it on starting soon. What we're going to be working on today is probably, let's see, where do I have this? Integumentary. This is what we'll do for the beginning little few minutes, is work on our Integumentary. If you go over to your CPT book, and you know the very beginning of our Integumentary chapter has this picture on it. Whatever body parts we adjust and put here that are not drawn in on this picture, if you're in the 2022 book, it's on page 91. If you're in the 2023 book, I bet it's around 80 something. Let's see. Yeah, it's on 75, page 75. Whatever body parts, like the oil gland or sweat gland or the PILI muscle, which I don't think we have marked on our picture here in our CPT book, you can fill in and write in, which will be helpful. Let me let TikTok see what we're doing. There we go. Jeanette is going to take her exam on the 25th. Mary Lou is fixing to take hers next Wednesday. She's nervous. That's completely normal. Yeah, even I would be nervous if I was going to take it again. April 15th, that's the day after my birthday. So got to get that book prep done. Don't forget, on my website, y'all know that right here on my website, you've got a page right here marked CPT book prep. You can go there for free. You can click on all the pictures. It'll show you pictures of my CPT book prep that I do. And then you can just copy what I did. There's also some book prep videos there from the digestive system from last year that are completely free. And of course, all the rest of the book prep videos are on the YouTube channel. If you want to see those are here. If you join right there with the subscription, that's how you get to see those. But most of the stuff is free. Especially like these repeat lives, of course. Let's see, where did that chat go? So I can see what was going on there. April 1st, Mary Lou. Rosh, March 25th. Saturday, Renee. Next Wednesday, second attempt. You can use the code for whatever you want to do. I have 2 of them. I think they're both worth the same amount. 30% Jen, I know, is worth 30% because I have it in the title. I think I will be CPC is also 30%, but I'm not sure. Just try them both and see which one gives you most discount. I know I see that question all over the place, Erin. You've asked everywhere. It's just extremely, extremely busy at real work right now, and I'm putting in 10 hours a day there, even on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm trying to get my audit done, plus help you guys out. So I apologize for not getting back to everybody. All right. Awesome, Mama. I just want to be there when the catastrophe happens so I can help out. Dental. Somebody was asking me about dental. I think I put a dental question in here, but I'm not sure. I saw one today and maybe I didn't grab it, but I thought about it. It is a hot commodity. 4 p.m. dental appointments for 2 kids. Outrageously awesome appointment time. My kids don't get out of school till 3:45, so and they're about a 20-minute drive from the dentist office, so I had to check them out just a little bit early. But God, yeah, it's a great appointment time, and I wasn't about to reschedule it, so yeah, it's a good time. You're on vacation next week too. Spring break camping trip. Ooh, that sounds so much fun to unplug from all the electronics and go camping. That sounds like fun, guys. I wanted to go somewhere. I think last year we did the Universal Studios. I let the boys run around the theme park and stuff, but I didn't plan anything this time. Haven't done a thing. So, I don't know. I may wait till June 1st. The boys are out of school. And James's birthday is the 20th of May, and he wants to take some friends to a theme park. So we'll do a vacation then. But I'd like to do something while they're on spring break, but I don't know what. I haven't decided yet. Scored a 56, pretty bad. No, that's not bad at all. At least you know exactly what to expect. As much as I can explain of how to do this test, you don't know how fast the exam is going to be, how fast that 4 hours is going to go by, what kind of questions are you going to be faced at. I can show you all day long examples, but until you try and attempt it, you don't know. And I love having the 2 attempts so you can go your first attempt and see what you're facing. You'll have a better strategy this time for studying. That's not bad at all. In fact, I think that was close to my score the first time I took it. But I wasn't planning on passing. I just wanted to go audit the exam, and I was just bubbling in things that I already knew, but I didn't know a lot about coding. I've worked in the numbers all my life, you know, all my medical career since 1994, but I've never done any billing or coding. But I just booked it right away just so I could go audit the exam, see what I needed to do, what I needed to prep for, what kind of questions they used, what kind of codes did they use, what was the differences between those codes and the rest of the codes in the CPC or the CPT section that they chose. What's the difference? Why did they pick those codes over some of the other codes? There's usually a reason why. And I just audited the exam super closely and used that time to prepare for the second attempt. The second attempt, I took it online from home since I'd already been working from home since 2013. I was taking the exam in 2019. So I'm used to being at home and alone and networking issues on the computer. So I figured it was safe for me to do it. And so I did it from home and passed right away the second time. But I was meaning to that time. I didn't want to do it again. No worries. I'm happy to help you guys out, Gupta. I like your last name. It's fun to say. And guys, if you guys are asking to join my Facebook group, I mean, there's not a whole lot posted here. I post the same things on YouTube and in my Discord group, but I had to close the group because there's like so many spammers, but like now I'm getting 60 new member requests a day, and I have to audit each one of these, and I don't know who to add and who's good, who's a bad person, who's trying to sell stuff in here. I'm like lost in all these applications. If they're showing off maybe friends list and they didn't sign up for their Facebook page, like, and you know, there's one in here that signed up for their Facebook page 2 days ago, and I'm like, and they don't show any friends. Like this one shows friends and groups. She's just from out of the country, so I'm like, I don't know. Are we okay? She didn't even answer none of my questions, so it's hard. I don't know what options or what. Good gracious. Every time I think I found somebody that I think I like, it's like, well, then they didn't bother to answer the questions. And then, I don't know, this is terrible. And if I'm getting 60 a day, you know I've got 5,000 here. And I don't have time to audit all this. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen about this Facebook group, but good Lord. The only things that I post there is, you know, inspirational stuff, repeats of my videos or TikToks that I've already published out on TikTok or YouTube, and then reminders of when my next workshop or things like that are. But you guys utilize it to ask questions. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do there, but that's a whole nother nightmare I've created. I know some people have asked to be moderator, but then I go to look them up and I'm like, I don't know. Do I let you have power and control and do all this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with all that mess. I got to figure it out. But for now, let's work on some anatomy. Integumentary is a really good and a strong area you need to be in. I love the way the CPT book from 2022 was organized. I'm not a fan of the way the CPT book is organized in 2023 in Integumentary, but we have to use what we have. Remember that any of the codes in Integumentary that have a plus symbol in front of them, those are add-on codes. Those are the ones we're going to multiply. We don't add modifiers to those to do multiple or bilateral or multiple procedures with. None of those 50s, 51s, that kind of stuff. We rarely use modifiers like stopping a procedure or DCing a procedure in Integumentary, because if your skin's open or we're cutting off something, we normally don't stop those procedures because they don't really affect your heart or anything. So we don't have to worry about those modifiers. Remember that your biggest procedures go first. So if you are doing a graft or a skin flap, that's a higher number. You're going to be like in the 1400 area. But if you also do a fine needle aspiration, which is the 100 area, then you're going to code your 1400 code before you code your fine needle aspiration, even if you did the fine needle aspiration first. You want to organize those where your higher number value of the number, like just even if it's just a number, 14000 numerically is higher than the 10021 code. So you want to make sure just numerically they're in order of how they're labeled in the book. Everything in the back of the book or the back of the Integumentary system is a bigger procedure than anything in the front of the section. So normally even these 17004 would be coded before you would do a 10004. So just easy things that you can observe for sure. But like I said, I'm on page 75 if you're in the 2023 CPT book, and 91 if you're on the 2022 book. And anything that these body parts that are not listed here that are listed on this document we're going to arrange and put into order once we figure out what the right answers are, be sure you add those to your document here, because any added anatomy is always nice. Always nice. And then I've got a whole lot of questions. I got some Integumentary, E&M, lab and path, and some guideline questions, rules and laws and things like that. So should be a good live if I could just quit talking. Oh, let's see. Well, if they don't answer, then they can not come into the group. Okay. Thank you for any advice. I don't know if anybody's ever run a group on Facebook. It's like, I'm too empathetic and I'm like, oh my God. And then I have a hard time making decisions if I don't know all the answers. So then I will spend 45 minutes searching their profile, looking for anything, and then making sure that I'm clear on all the answers. Maybe they didn't answer them because they were in a hurry. Sometimes I try to join groups and I'm too tired at the end of the day to even answer the question. So I've done that before. So I feel like nobody wants to really answer questions, but they're funny questions. They're not like they're hard, but I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for the hand waves and the perfume bottles, Mama. Y'all are awesome. Hey, Tay Tay. And all the best to all those who are testing. Thank you guys. Thank you for the 3,000 likes and all the shares of the TikTok live. I really appreciate it. And all the thumbs up on YouTube. Let me see who's messaging me. Make sure it's not Twinkle. Oh, no worries, Twinkle. She's been driving for like an hour and a half. Bless her heart. She'll be here in a minute. No worries. But let's see. What have we got going on here? Where is our sebaceous oil gland? Which one of these is our sebaceous oil gland? Let's look. Are we going to be right or left? This one's my right, and this one's my left. So which one is the oil gland? Which little side are we going to be on? Would be our oil gland, do we think? It looks so different from our pictures here in our book too. But in our book, our sebaceous gland looks like it's a cauliflower looking thing, or yeah, the top of a cauliflower little thing or something. I don't know. Little bulbous thing. On the right. Y'all are saying on the right. Over here. What about this thing right here on the end of these hair follicles right here with the bulbous thing? Because if we're looking at our thing that's in the book, this thing, and YouTubers can't see it, and I didn't take any pictures today, I didn't have time, is the end of the sebaceous gland right there. So any fluffy thing at the end of a root that's puffed out like that kind of looks like our sebaceous oil gland, kind of. So I'll put it there. This picture is written by somebody else different than us. Yeah, it looks totally different. Yep, a little bit. Just look at the root here, and then the only thing that's hanging off the root end would be like a bulbous thing. Let's see. I don't know. I could be wrong too. I was wrong on some of the heart stuff last time. Let's see. We got 2 hair follicles and a hair shaft and a hair root. Let's do some of the hair stuff. Where's the hair shaft? Let's see. Hair shaft. Okay, this one's my right, this one's my left. Where would our hair shaft be? I got a left. Yeah, the mama codes, somebody's asking in chat. If you go to my website, you go to that page that says CPT book prep, the very last page down there at the bottom of that page is my full page directive on what is a mama code, what is a child code. Also, these instructions are in the front of your CPT book on how to use your CPT book. The actual page just says, it's up in those XIs, XVs, it says how to use the CPT book. That's where you get the description, and what I have pasted right there that says what is a mama code, what is a child code. But I gave you my own little description right there. There's tons of stuff here to help you guys out. It's all free. All right, I like the shaft right there, yeah. All right, where is a hair follicle? Right, or are we gonna be left? Right or left? I like this one as hair follicle down here near the end. That looks like a muscle there in the middle. Is there a muscle? They usually have lines in them. We have root. What about this pilly muscle? That looks like a muscle. Could be a nerve fiber, but I don't think so. They're usually electrical looking. Okay. Hair root. Where the heck is a hair root? Hair root. Right or left? Hair root. Sorry, if you watch on YouTube, you'll get a better view of this page for sure. Sorry. Under sebaceous. Oh, very good. Good job. Yeah, I think that is the root. Okay. All right, what about hair follicle? Where the heck is the hair follicle? Where are we going to put the hair follicle at? Hey, Miggy. How's it going? Next on the left side. Oh, right there. Right underneath. Root, and then our follicle is down at the very, very bottom. Okay. All right, let's see. Epidermis, we can do that one. Where's our epidermis? Yep, hair root. That is our root, or down at the bottom. If you look at the, it's also called, on our picture in our CPT book, the follicle is also called the hair bulb, B-U-L-B. You can change that wording to change it to follicle, and then you can write in underneath it that the black line underneath it is your root, or up above it, I mean, up above it. Top, epidermis, I think it's this right here. Epi's on top, gathered up, and then this little area would be dermis, right? And then what comes next? Hypo. Do we have a... Well, it would go there. Hypodermis. There it is. Hypodermis. So epi's always on top, then the derm, and then the hypo. I know those off the top of my head. What is this yellow tube coming up and out of the skin like this right there? What also comes out of the skin besides hair? And dead skin cells. What else comes out of the skin? That's kind of how I would look at that. Yep. Hair bulb, hair follicle, hair root, all right there in the same-ish area. Sweat gland, yep. Would it be a pore of the sweat gland or that ECCRINE sweat gland? Which one would we put there? Probably the pore, right? Because it's pointing to the hole. All right, where do we put the other sweat gland? That's probably the bottom of that sweat gland where it's all, looks like a roll of intestines or something right there. Very neat. Where would be our adipose tissue? That's neat. Love the word adipose. And then another one is a sensory nerve. So even if we didn't know which one was which, we can look at the structures that they're looking at. Adipose seems more of this yellowy pillow stuff. And then if we look at the other one, it's a long wire that's attached to the muscle. And you know we need nerves to be attached to muscles to move them. So yeah, I'd put the nerve fiber with the bottom one and put the adipose tissue with the fluffy cloud stuff. And let's see if we got this one right. Yeah, we got that one right. Yay. What they might ask you on the exam is, what is the function of adipose tissue? So you may have it drawn in here, but if you don't have down what its function is, that's what they ask you on the exam. Other things are the epidermis. What is its function? And it may say a question like, your epidermis does all of the following except which one? So answer A might be covers. Answer B might be barrier. Answer C might say regulate. And then answer D might say holds blood vessels. And you can see here the epidermis doesn't hold the blood vessels. So your answer would be accept. So knowing their functions is the best thing to do. So I've got it all labeled, but then I also have down what they do. Sebaceous gland is responsible for the oil. Of course, your nerve endings or sensory nerves are for touch. Those kinds of things. What is inside your dermis? Blood vessels, lymph vessels, hair follicles, sweat glands. Cecum is all there. Which part of this, the epidermis, dermis, or hypodermis, is for your split thickness part of the derm, or which one is part of your full thickness part of the derm? So be sure to just know the functions. What's the function of the subcutaneous tissue? And I have marked on my picture right here that everything coded from the derm up through epidermis is in the 1 or the 10,000 section of the CPT book. Everything from your hypodermis down is in the 2,000 or 20,000 section of the CPT book. So removing masses, lipomas that are in your adipose tissue, or exploratory wounds or stabbings and stuff are all done in the 2,000 sections. All the other excisions are done in the 10,000 sections. And just knowing that will help out a whole bunch for sure. Let's get to some practice questions. I did not have enough time this week to make pictures of the CPT book, and then so we'll have to use the electronic version of the CPT book, but hopefully you guys can learn a lot from the questions that I did pick out. Say that again about the sections of the book. Sure. So masses, lipomas, and penetrating wounds like GSWs, stabbings, are all in musculoskeletal, right? Anything else, excisions, repairs, grafts, etc., are all in the integumentary section. So if your question starts out with they're going to remove a mass, you know you're not integumentary, move on to musculoskeletal. If they say anything about a lipoma, don't even bother looking in integumentary, move on to musculoskeletal excisions in that section. Penetrating wounds and gunshot wounds, stabbings, they're all repaired and done in the musculoskeletal section unless you repair an organ while you're exploring. So I've had this question on TikTok, on YouTube. Somebody's really trying to get a hold of me and posting it every single place I look, I see it, which is wonderful. And it's a good thing to bring up while I'm doing a live. And I don't think this question would be on a CPC exam because I think it's pretty advanced, maybe for the CCS people. But if you're doing a GSW or a stabbing victim and their liver is lacerated, then, and you have to go in and repair the liver, sometimes you don't have to repair it. You just watch it and make sure it closes and stops bleeding. But if they actually do go in and do a repair on that organ, then you don't code the explore surgery for the penetrating wound, which is like that 2-1, what is that code? Let me go find it real quick. It's the first code in your musculoskeletal section. 20100. So that's CPT code 20100. If you have a gunshot wound or a stabbing victim, you can look at the guideline, which is written right up above it. It says simple, intermediate, and complex repair wounds that do not require enlargement of the wound area, extensions, blah, blah, blah. Refer to the integumentary system. There's also something in there about if you repair the organ, then you just code the organ repair. Somewhere around in there. But most of the time, we just explore and enlarge the wound right here and look around, make sure that there isn't anything bad. We can do minimal repair here. It's more explore than repair, but we're not, and repairing means just repairing the skin and muscle, but if you're repairing an organ, that's the difference. If you're repairing kidneys, repairing a liver, or taking out a spleen, then you're going to go build a spleen or organ repair. As long as you're just repairing muscle and tissue and nerves and stuff, then you're good for right here. But somebody was asking me about that this week. But I hope that helps. Thank you guys. Thank you, Go-Kart. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Hey, MK. Urethra throw urine out of the body. Adipose layer, fat, dermis. I got this on my exam C. Exam C is a booger. It's a booger. Yep, I've done that code in some of my workshops. I think I'm going to do my next workshop. I'm thinking about doing it on March 19th. Boys have school back again on the 20th. It'll probably be on musculoskeletal and integumentary with E&M as always. I just haven't posted it up on the website yet, but I'm thinking about doing it then. And then April's workshop will be free for everybody because it's my birthday month. And you guys can decide whatever you want me to go over on that workshop. But I'm thinking about doing the next one on the 19th. I just got to get it posted. For this question, I've already got some answers. What do you guys think on TikTok? Medications used to treat mental disorders can have physical effects of what? I know, MK. I know. Yep. We gotta wait on results. Everybody's saying weight loss. That is not correct. Medications that treat mental disorders usually do what? What are we doing to a patient when they have a mental disorder? Usually we're trying to raise or increase an endorphins or something that makes them not feel so bad all the time, a lot of times. What did those type of medications also increase? Does that help? Now everybody's getting it right. Blood pressure, yes. Can you believe it? Yep, it is blood pressure. That's why you can get a little dizzy sometimes. Yeah, increase your blood pressure. Which oversight organization has begun investigating telefraud? Thank you, Mama. Thank you for the stars. My subscribers on TikTok are just having a little party over here with tons of stars and funny emojis. Y'all are awesome. We have 23 of you guys, and I get $2 from that, and that will be posted on the 15th. That means we'll get $50. What is that? How many is that? 23? Yeah, we'll get over $50, hopefully like $53, and we'll be able to give away free workshops, free copies of my notes, free YouTube memberships, that kind of stuff. That's going to be coming up really soon. Yep, it is OIG. Be sure you know that. OIG is super important. All right. What is the most common reason to undergo a TAVR? If you don't know your acronyms, be sure and Google them. Get them written on the very back page of your CPT book. There's a list of abbreviations back there. Whatever we don't have, we can add back there. Anybody want to take a guess? Yes, Chloe. That is the name of the organization that takes care of fraud. Oops. Sorry. Kicked over my space heater. Most common reason. Do we do surgeries on people just because they have a heart attack? So I see a couple of B's. Just because you have a heart attack, do you need a surgery? Just because you have atrial fibrillation, do you need a surgery? If your heart is enlarged, do you need a surgery? Or if your arteries are small and shrunken, stenosis or hardened, I guess I should say hardened, would you need a surgery? What rationale it out? Which one makes more sense? Atrial fib, we usually give Coumadin, that medication for it, and we redraw their blood. We just thin it out so that their heart doesn't have to beat so much. If they have a heart attack, we need to go find the cause of the heart attack, what was going on. I mean, people can have heart attacks just because they're super sad. It's crazy how affected your emotions can be. So, it could be nothing physically wrong, but they end up having a heart attack, a broken heart. It happens. It really, really seriously does. So an enlarged heart, probably, but there's something causing that heart to enlarge. What would it be? Which is more of the reason for the stenosis. If your arteries are hardened, then you're going to go get one of those surgeries. So think about it that way. Yeah, going to go get some stents. Got to keep that opened up. You just had to go look it up. Okay, well, you won't have Google during your exam. So these are kind of things where you're going to need to get put in your book and then keep it organized so you can find it on the fly, like in a second. Where did I put the TAVR abbreviation for? And what does that mean? So I like the back of the book because the back cover has already a bunch of abbreviations back there. When an emergency room provider is stabilizing a dislocation or a fracture, what do we code? Do we code the application of a cast, the fracture treatment per the location of the fracture, or either one of these modifiers? What do we do? Good job. Lasagna. Aw. Twinkle's giving away some subscriptions. I don't know where my little alerts went to. I'm like logged on right now. Twinkle's giving away a free YouTube subscription. And Deep won again. I think that's her second month she's won. Yay. Hey, Twinkle. I was looking for my, I don't know why my little alerty thing. Oh, there it goes. It's just super slow today. She just became a member. All right, cool. Get back to our question. Yay. Good to see you. And oh yeah, congratulations, Deep. Congratulations. Yep, Keb, just keep talking during chat, and we don't get to pick you. YouTube does the picking for us. We get to post the money up there. YouTube takes it and it picks a subscriber for us. So usually it's the persons that are super chatty in chat who are not already got a star by your name. If you already have a star by your name, you can't be picked because you're already a member. But if you don't have a star beside your name, then you are in the drawing. You just keep typing, hi, hi, hi. So for this one, I don't see any correct answers yet. There is a guideline tied to this one, guys. If you are being seen in emergency room and all they do is stabilize a dislocation or a fracture and send you on your way, what are you going to bill? What are you allowed to bill per the guidelines? Dev, she says it's her first session. I'm so glad you're here. I hope I can help you. There you go. Sylvester has it correct. Good job. Good job. That's okay, Rachel. We can only bill A. The application of the cast, strapping, splints are applied. So if you don't know this guideline, get it written down in your book because you might get asked. Put it over your 99281 codes because the 81 through the 85 are your ER codes. Somewhere at the top of that CPT page, put dislocation or fracture equals cast, strapping, splint only. Okay? I think that's a good place to put it. First day, first time here too. Oh, that's awesome. No, we don't bill for the ER visit. We only bill for the strapping, the cast, and the splint that was applied. I guess it got too much to be billing for the supplies and all that and getting the office visit. Health insurance plans aren't going to bill for both. So you either got to bill for one or the other. Is the ER going to get reimbursed for the medical decision making, or are they going to get reimbursed for the orthotic supplies? So I guess they decided to get reimbursed for the orthotic supplies. I don't know. You're still going to end up getting a bill probably from the physician services. Who knows? But just telling you what we can code. Documentation of a diagnostic laryngoscope must include which of the following? Lots of people on their first live. Hey, Linda. Don't forget to join our Discord group. That Discord group is just wonderful. We've got so many rooms available. I have where to start in your book prep room, which is right when you start the Discord. And it's full of all my best videos of where to prep your books, how to get started in medical coding, what do I do, what books do I buy, all those videos for the last 2 years I've ever made. I posted links to those here in that one room. There's also a room called Discord Tips, which has the video that Betty posted a year ago that shows you how to navigate Discord so you can use the rooms. Then I've got rooms for CPC practice exam questions, what to expect on exam day, E&M resources, ICD-10 resources, compliance and regulatory sections, CRC, CCS, COC, CPMA, med terms, anatomy, each have their own room, job resources, Practicode, if you do that, study buddies, cases for the exams, and even HEDIS measures, what I do for a living, and some advice on if you ever wanted to get into HEDIS measures. I made a new room for that also. We have an off-topic room if you have your own side hustle, like you help sell candles, or I don't know, if you want to just say, today's my birthday, or share a funny picture or something about your kids, whatever. That's what's going on in our off-topic room. Just lots of support and help. You can get into each room and you've got 2 years worth of information you can scroll backwards through. You can do word searches too for specific question you can't find an answer to. You can post it in there and somebody's in there all the time, can help you out. Super helpful, and it's all free. I was thinking about Meme too. I think about her all the time. I was thinking about her my last live Friday night when I was on. I almost said her name, but I decided not to. I miss her too. I hope she did well. For this question, it's actually going to be B. So if you don't have that one down, be sure in your laryngoscopes, you need to make sure that you have to visualize your sinuses for that one. YouTube still got the ads on it. Sorry about that, guys. Because I restarted it, yeah, I forgot to uncheck that stupid button about the ads, not being able to fast forward through them. The one that I had scheduled for today, of course, had that unchecked, so you could skip the ads, but I forgot when that link didn't work, when I was making this link, to undo that box. Which of the following statements about arthritis is true? E&M is the worst. I refuse to learn it for my CPC exam. Yep, if you can't find a code in E&M, you need to get in practice of looking for it. Then all of the codes in E&M are out of sequence, and that's half the battle. A lot of people will book tutoring with me and they can't even find a code because they haven't even tried looking for any codes. So you really need to just, I need to make a list of a bunch of codes and just have it as a practice list for you guys to be able to go through and just go find this code. And then you have to rely on yourself. No one's going to be with you during the CPC exam, and you won't have Google, you won't have a chat room to ask. You need to be able to figure out a way of how to find these codes all on your own. And there's all out of sequence. It's rough. For this one, it is none of the above, one of their favorite answers. None of those had anything to do with it, so that's okay. This one's cool, but let me insert a little thingy here real quick. So the first thing I want y'all to do is not worry about all the second, third, fourth, and fifth codes in this. Take it one thing at a time as you're looking through this. All I do is go through here and I look at these codes just as they are. We've got all S's, all 4s, all 2s. Then we have all 2s. Then we have 2 2s. And that's how I look for items to get rid of, you know? So normally, in a lot of these medical coding exam questions, they give you 2 throwaway answers and then 2 answers that are super similar, but there's just a little difference between them because they want to know if you understand what that difference is. So I look at these from the beginning as just numbers and letters and looking for similarities to see if anything is similar or not before I worry about anything else or even looking at my question. Go into the answers first. Getting yourself down to a 50-50 is lovely when you can do it. Sometimes you can't. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? I'm going to give you all a couple of minutes to get to your codes. Figure that out. Anybody on TikTok want to answer? Anybody at all? But MK, my love, what is the difference between those modifiers? So if you're going to add the 25 modifier, you have to have 2 identifiable E&M visits. Do we have 2 E&M visits? We would have to have a 992. What else could we have? We could have a 2-1, and it would have to be, the modifier would have to go on the second code, not on the first code. Does the 25 ever go on the first code? No. What we do have here is this modifier 57, which is decision for surgery. So what I would have done is just look from the bottom up and look to see if they made a decision to schedule a surgery. And right here, a 2-part surgical neck fracture. So that sentence right there means that we have a surgery, a decision for surgery. So without even looking up any of the ICD-10s or anything else, I would have done the process of elimination on this one, got myself down to a B or a C. I would have seen the 2 different E&M or modifiers over here on the end. I know that the 25 does not go on anything unless I have 2 E&M visits, which we only have 1. And I know that this one, 57, is for decision of surgery. And somebody that is orthopedic, whatever's going on here is probably a decision for surgery. The only answer it could be is C. Does that make sense? You're welcome. Dang, it's C. Yes, it is. Yeah, barnacles. My mom's dermatologist calls them barnacles, things that just grow on you that are like boat barnacles. But it could be, but you know. Here's another one for modifiers. Which modifier should you use to report critical care, performed during a postoperative period of another procedure that was performed by a different provider. I got some answers on YouTube. What do you think? TikTok, anybody? So think about this. We have a patient who comes in for critical care. So critical care means they're down for the count. We're doing CPR, we're doing airway, we're doing life-saving measures to keep them alive, right? Putting a trach down, getting IV fluids going, maybe popping their heart to get it going, near drownings. There's something major going on if they're in critical care, because the doctor's solely focused on that one patient and keeping them alive for however long it's going on. Does that have anything to do with a post-operative period and taking care of this patient? Do we care if they had a cabbage 3 days ago? I mean, it's clinical information, but will that affect our issue with billing for critical care today? Has it got any effect on global period? If they had a fracture repair 3 days ago and their fracture was a compound fracture, so it has a 90-day global, but then they come in today under cardiac arrest for a near drowning, you know, what are you doing swimming with a broken leg? You know, I don't know what you're doing, but stop it. You know, it's got nothing to do with it. So there's no modifier would be needed for critical care services done during a post-operative period. We have different physicians, different set of scenario that was going to be happening. Just kind of a trick question. No modifier needed. What do you think about this one, guys? Of course, the first thing I want to do is go look up my differences between my 80 and my 81. But also, is there one more thing in this question that I could actually look up or look at in these answers without looking at the question to tell me what the answer is? What do you think the answer would be if you just looked at the answers? What's different about some of the answers? Keeping with the same genre of what we're already doing and have done, Made has it on YouTube. If we're going to use two codes from the same header, we got 77, 77. What do we need to go along with it to say it's a different and distinct procedure? We really meant to bill this because they're under the same 77. And there's only one answer that has that. Yeah, R59. Don't forget, modifiers can save your soul in this CPC exam. It's not always going to be that obvious for you, like in the last two examples, but there is an exam out there that somebody's been taking, and I see it all the time on the AAPC website and stuff. Modifiers will save you. Modifiers will save you. If you know how to use your modifiers or when not to use them or when to use them, it could save you on this exam. So one of their versions has a lot of examples like this. And if you train yourself to look for that first before you worry about, oh, I got 2 that are 80 and 2 that are 81. I got to go look up my differences, find that difference, and then skim my question for it. I could have done it with just modifier and picked out my correct answer quickly without having to do anything. But let's just look up our difference too on these. I think if we look up one of them is a DEXA on a hip, the other one is a DEXA on the wrist, and because they're in 2 different locations, we do the 2 x-rays with the 59. And since they're both under the same header of DEXA, that's why we need to have that. Thank you, Mama. She's awesome. She's giving me stars. Thank you for the 7,000 taps on TikTok and the shares of the TikTok live. You guys are awesome. There's only 17 of you now on there. Most of everybody's on YouTube, but that's okay. All right, what do we think about this one? Which scenario may support a subsequent encounter for the 7th character? If you don't know what a 7th character is, I can show you real quick. Let's see. Let me go to ebook. Wrong one. I want to go to, it might be, I need to go, nope, wrong one. I need to go here, and I need to go here. Here we go. And I got to change books real quick. Hold on. Got to change books. Hopefully it won't take too long. Hopefully the internet's going to be okay. My internet provider denied my request for letting me have 2 accounts at this house. I'm like, I know I already have internet service from you, but I want 2 accounts. I want you to set me up 2 separate internet accounts at this one location. Like, what do you do if you have like 3 people living in one home, but they're all roommates and they don't want to share or pay separate bills? You make each one have their own internet bill, right? And buy their own internet service. But I don't know, they won't let me. I wish they'd let me. Thank you for achieving the perfume bottle goal. Thank you, Sass. I'm just waiting on the ICD-10 book to come up. Good gracious. Come on. Yeah, Rachel, it could be A, D, or S. It could be a whole lot of things. You never know. All right. Let's go to... I like this. Right here. Here's our 7th character. Characterization stuffy right there. Let me click this so it can be all full page. But there's a whole description here at the very beginning of the chapter now. But also, if you go to any of the diagnoses, but you have to stop at the 3 digits, like S82 or something. If you stop there, it'll give you the list of all of your 7th characters for that particular diagnosis code. So to see how S74 right here, guys? Ooh. If you stop at the first 3 digits, you'll find your 7th character list at any of those. This one's got A, D, and S. Some of them have even more. Some of them will have like K's and L's. Some of them will have a whole lot more. This one's got a G and a K and a P with an S. So you have to stop at some of the 3rd digits to see some of them. But in general, yep, look at this one. It's got a whole bunch of them. S72 has A all the way through S. F's, and anything that's got subsequent has, it's either D through R here. And then it depends on whether you have an opened or closed procedure and stuff like that. So you probably get asked something about a 7th character. Just be sure you know where to find them in your ICD-10 book. So if we go back to my Word document, all right. Which scenario may support a subsequent encounter for a 7th character? Is it the first time the injury is diagnosed for X-ray? Probably nothing that says first time, right? An ambulance emergency service related to a recent injury? Recent probably doesn't sound too subsequent, right? Checking a fracture, whether it's healing? Yeah, probably. A second opinion on an injury? Probably not. It's probably C. What do you mean you cannot understand? Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, guys, and it's blurry, let me see. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to get my internet to work quick for you. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to pretend this is the live. Right here on this button, right here, you're going to click that. Oh, sorry, my ads. No. You're going to click this right here, and you're going to change the quality of your video from auto up to 1080p or 720, whichever one you have an option for. That will make it less fuzzy and stuff for you guys. You just have to do it on your end. Which criteria would support an initial encounter for the 7th character? Is it medicine adjustment, evaluation coordination, checking wounds, or physical therapy? If you don't see 7th character in ICD-10, I wonder which book you got. My ICD-10 book, I was on page 1662 right here, but I have the AAPC 2023 ICD-10 book. All ICD-10s should tell you and show you where your 7th characters are for all your exam, all your ICD-10s. If you look up S82 or S72 in your ICD-10 book, you should be able to find it. There's S60s. It's funny how they tell you before you even get to there, to the 7th character, what your character is going to be, but you're not at the 7th character yet, so it's a little confusing. So for this one, are y'all saying D? Of course you're allowed to write in your book. If you are taking your exam in the United States of America, then yes. If you are taking your exam in Indonesia, Bali, Australia, then no, you cannot write in your books. And in fact, the testing facility will provide you with their own books. So you can write in your own books at home, you just won't be able to bring them for the exam. But in the United States, right away, everything that I say that you can write in your books and do is perfectly normal. You should, and expected. You should see what I have in mine. Lord help. I don't even know if I can show you guys this. Can I? Let me see. PDF view, properties. Yeah, that should be popping up. Did that pop up? It will eventually. Sometimes it's finicky. PDF. Yeah, it'll eventually show up, but it's showing up on TikTok right now. Lord, I got all kinds of stuff written in mine. Switched it to Word. No, I want to switch it back to that one. There we go. Now we can hit OK. It's still taking it a minute to not do. I don't know why. Go back to the Word document. Initial encounter is going to be B, your evaluation and management of a fracture. Good night, guys. Good night, Eva. Miss Burns does counseling session on a client which occurs from 2:15 to 2:55. So how much time do we have? We've got 15. We need to subtract, right? So we got 40 minutes. Which one of these would be 40 minutes of counseling? Are we in the E&M section in the front of the book, new patient or established? Or are we in the back of the book with one of these codes? Let's go look up our differences in the back of the book. Go back. Gotta switch books again. Ooh. telemedicine one. It's got the little star in front of it. Be sure you know what the symbols are of all these little codes in your book. Some of the symbols are on the bottom left-hand side of the book, listed down there on every single page. Can be super helpful. So we've got psychotherapy 45 minutes. I don't think did we do 45 minutes on a patient? Are we doing psychotherapy? And then what was our other code? 37. This one's 60 minutes. So out of both of those possible answers, we definitely didn't do 60 minutes. I'd pick the 34, yeah, and move on with my day. Out of those two options. Because we wouldn't be doing a regular office visit for counseling. Yep. What does EGFR test measure? Are we worried about the kidneys, the liver, the heart, or the blood sugar? If counseling is more than 30 minutes, we can't bill a 99215 or a 99205 MK. Anything over 30 minutes, we can't bill in the very front E&M section. Because we were over 30 minutes, we have to bill in the back of the book. Another one of those lovely guidelines. That's why, Rachel, if counseling is over 30 minutes, we cannot bill any of the front codes in the front of the book. There's a hard 30-minute cutoff. Yep, we're doing kidney functions on this one. All right, let me get this one back up here. Which modifier would we use for an annual wellness visit? Sorry, Mama Girl. Just for counseling. Just for counseling. See if I can't find the guideline for you guys while you're working on this. Where's my 2023? Yeah, work on this one. Which modifier would we be using for this annual wellness? Okay, previous question. Previous question. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? In reporting, in reporting, in reporting, right here. Okay, in reporting, the closest actual time, blah, blah, blah. We billed for which one? We billed for 34. 34 can go from 38 to 52 minutes, technically. That's why that 40 minutes can go right there. There's also going to be a guideline about anything over 30 minutes can't be billed in the front of the book, and I'll find that guideline real quick for you. The one good thing would be to go to each one of these codes that just says 30 minutes right here, or this one says 45 minutes, but technically you could go right in the correct minutes, which is 38 to 52, and write that in underneath these. That way it doesn't confuse you too. That's why the 38 minutes can be for that. That's part of it. For our other question, this one, Crane has it correct. It is C. That is for our preventative medicine modifier. It's one they've not used on any of their practice exams in a long time. I think this was back in like 2021 or something. One of their magazine questions from a long time ago. And I forgot I had this one, so that's cool. It's one they haven't used in a while. I don't know if it's on the exam, but if you ever see AWV, you know that's annual wellness visit. It's usually Medicare patients, and we would use our Modifier 33 for that one. Ooh, more Integumentary. Good night, Samantha. No modifier trick on this one, but we do have a difference between 25 or 20s, right? Ooh, who's joining? Twinkle gave away another subscription. Let's see. Who won? Let's see. Twinkle gave away another membership. And oh, she was just going to bed too. Crane was going to bed. And she just got a free month worth of YouTube. The best thing that I've got there, of course, is the videos. Of course. Let me see. What? Where are they? They're supposed to be here. Here we go. Go here. Of course, once you become a member, you get access to all of the old workshops, which are super cool. You can go to the playlist right there, and I have all the CPT book prep videos, which there's 27 of them here, the ICD-10 book prep videos, and then these workshops. These workshops are great because it's 3 hours of concentrated one subject practice questions. Like if you just start the cardiology one, you can hit play, see the question pop up, and then pause the video, try to figure out the answer yourself, just like we're doing with these questions, and then hit play. Once you find the answer and you think you've got it right, then see if you did get it right. If you got it wrong, you can go back and look and see what you did wrong, make notes on all those questions in your books so that you have them to reference during the next exam. Super, super helpful to have those, access to all those videos. But let's see, let me get to our next code here. Get to our 120. 16, 20, and our 25. What's our differences? One is small, one is medium. Our difference is anything less than 5 is going to be 20. Anything more than 25 is going to be the 25, or more than 5 is going to be 25. Yeah. So let's go check out our question. Our question, that's the only difference we're looking for, is just that one little bit of difference. If we're less than 5, we're going to be 20. If we're over 5, we're going to be 25. It's the only thing we're going to look through the question for. That's it. Don't look for anything else. We don't need to know who they are or what else is going on with them. Just look for that 5%. Where is it? I think I lost some of the question. Hold on. Maybe this will help get more of the question up here. There we go. There we go. So if you're just kind of skimming from the bottom up, you'll see the words 5% right there. So that means we're going to get rid of the 25s right away. We'll just keep our A and D, our differences between them is simply these two diagnoses. Are we a 2-9 or a 2-3? That's it. Now you got to run to your ICD-10 book. I won't do it for time-wise on mine, but go look up your differences. What are your differences? Second, third degree burns, probably. And then just look for that difference in your question. Don't read the questions. That will take you way too long. Plus you'll see stuff you're not supposed to see. Yeah, we had some gifters our last live on Friday that gave out a super chat during our YouTube live on Friday, and they gave us the money to give out the YouTube subscriptions live on the YouTube, so that was great. I agree with you guys on YouTube. What do you guys think on TikTok? And usually, if it's a difference between a smaller number or a larger number, especially a number with a 9 in it, more times than not, the answer is something other than a 9. It is D. We had debriefment, which of course got rid of B and C, and then the differences between these burns was that 7th character, of course. Yeah, eliminating A. All right. What do you guys think are the answers to this one? Ten more minutes. I hear my children trying to break into my room. Where are our fine needle aspirations? Do you know where those are? Yes, 33 is preventative. Chloe, look at the very beginning of your CPT book. The very front cover, when you open up the book, right where your tabby sticky things are, the front cover has 33 on it. Right underneath your symbols, we have modifiers 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 32, and then 33. 33 is preventative medicine or preventative services. It's right there. End of life is what I have in my notes written out beside it. Also, that modifier is in your HipHicks book if you need it. All fine needle aspirations are in the 100s. So, and our very first one, which is the 21, is the one with no radiology at all or imaging guidance at all. So this one without imaging guidance is definitely our D. And a lot of people have trouble even just finding that CPT code. If you don't know where it is, you need to be on the hunt for it. You need to try to find it. And once you do find it, you won't lose it again, but the battle is just trying to find it. And it's super helpful if you can find these codes all on your own. Plus, I have all those marked up. During a preventative medicine visit, an 11-year-old is going to get some shots. So our question is, what is the correct billing for immunization administration? That's what they're asking us. Which one of these is how we bill for immunization administration? They are printed in red. If you go where the 10021 is supposed to be, it will be in red. Where it's printed and actually written in the book is black with a hashtag. And I always draw a red line under it so that I know that that's an out-of-code sequence code. In the 2023 version of the book, I don't know why, but they put other codes underneath it that are out of sequence. Those are the ones that are out of sequence, but that code is not out of sequence, technically, because there's other codes that are out of sequence that push it out of sequence. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to this madness, but that one technically is out of sequence. Just because of the ones that are out of sequence push it that way. It's a nightmare. Wait till you get to lab and path. That's even worse. First thing you have to figure out, did your patient receive counseling or not? To know which administration code you're going to bill. Because if they did not get counseling, it's going to be 71. If they did get counseling, your administration code is going to be 60. This one is just a shot for a vaccine. And they're not asking us to bill for a vaccine, they're asking us to bill for an administration code. So we'll check our question to see if a patient got counseling or not. And I do see the word counsel. So since we do see counseling, we know our answer is B. E&M. What do you guys think the answer is to this one? One of my favorite critical cares. Love it. Are we a ×3 or a ×2? There is a chart with this code set. don't try to do the math yourself. Be sure to look at the chart, figure out what your critical care time is, and then use the chart to tell you what the answer is. Somebody's knocking at the door. Everybody saying B? So we have we have 62 plus 55. How many minutes does that get us? 7, 11, 117 minutes. We go to our book. 291. Go to our chart. Go to our chart for 117 minutes. 117 minutes is right here, which is times 2. So times 2 is what we're going to do. That's going to eliminate this one and this one. We cannot bill the last 29 minutes that are here because that is for staff to manage the patient's diabetes. That's not critical care. Critical care is the only one that can be billed, and that's what these 2 times were. The 29 minutes for diabetes care was their subsequent office visit or subsequent hospital visit, which is our 2-3. Yeah. 232. So D will be our answer for this one. We look for our 99232. This one. 99232. Just look at the time. What does our star and triangle mean? We've got 35 minutes here, and this one's 50 minutes. Close enough. Regular office visit. Thank They can be. They take practice. They take practice, for sure. It does, but out of okay, so these are not 100%, real life coding. Your only option is 50 minutes or 35. We're not going to argue semantics with AAPC and say, well, this is 29 minutes. You're technically not billing correctly. Out of the answers, which one is the best? That's how this exam is set up. We can't be perfect and check all of our boxes for all these questions. It's just not going to happen. And especially if you're working in the real world and you're already billing, you'll know a lot of these examples, like where's my modifier? We're billing all kinds of E&M visits, right, in the same day, and we have no modifier. What the heck's going on? You could spend your whole day arguing this in your brain. Don't. Just pick out your differences. Your difference, the first glaring difference was ×3 or ×2. Figure that out first. Then my difference is 50 minutes or 29 minutes. Closest one to that is our 35. We definitely would not want to way overbill. So that's it. Just look for your differences, pick your answer that's closest, and move on. Don't argue the whole billing thing in your brain. Not worth your time. How do we bill for a patient who has a chronic condition not at goal? They have limited data and there's no prescription drug management. How would you bill this patient for today? Yep, that filtration rate is correct. I have the list of the filtration rate written out. Like, what is a 14? What is the 63? Thank you for the subscription, Ray. In my lab and path section, right before we start coding any lab and path in my CPT book notes. So, super helpful to write those out. So let's see, I'll show you where this is at in your CPT book. So if we go to, let me see if I can find it over here easier. We're going to go to here, maybe. We'll see. We're going to go right here. This lovely chart that's in your CPT book, before you get to the codes, we're looking for, what did they say? They said a chronic condition not at goal. That sounds familiar because I've looked at this chart. We're going to look in our second column here, and we're going to look for something that says one chronic problem not at goal. Did you find it? That's going to help you pick your correct answer, is that chart. We're going to be a level 3. Our one low chronic. How about a patient who's coming in for their Gardasil vaccine. This will be our last question, and then I got some more for tomorrow, I bet. Yeah, Friday anyway. I've got more vaccines, some infusion, cardiology, lab and path, and more E&M we'll go over on Friday. If you haven't already, on my website, let me show you guys. Under the shared gallery, there is some pictures that Twinkle and I have uploaded that are super helpful here. They're all free. A lot of your answers to a lot of your questions can be answered, but these pink and blue pictures are super handy dandy. What you need from these is you need to go to each one of your vaccines that are listed here, and you need to go write the brand name beside each one of those CPT codes. Can you see my mouse? See the CPT codes over here to the side? And then this last column where it says brand name, write those next to those, like PDSL, Rotarix, Prevnar. They may not give you the name of the CPT code. They just may give you the brand name, and you need to go be able to find it, like Gardasil, which is the human papillomavirus. That's how it's listed in the CPT book, but you may not know it's Gardasil, so you need to go write that name brand. You also need to write down beside each one of the CPT codes numbers how many components each vaccine has in it. Some of them have 2, some of them have 1, some of them have 6, 5, 4, 3. This information is super helpful for when you start having to bill for each component in each vaccine you give. So some of these, you can give up to 9 components. That means you have to hit times 9 on something, but you won't know that information because it's not provided in the CPT book. So this page is super helpful on the for the exam to add these notes into your CPT book. Now, how people outside the United States do this without having any notes in their book, I don't know, but hopefully they're not given the immunization questions. If you get one on the exam, it's only one question. You won't get multiple medications, but that's a super helpful pages right here. I think the pink ones were last year's. This blue one I think is maybe more updated. Not sure, but there's a lot of helpful pictures here. You can get rid of your apprenticeship before you take your exam. I show you how to submit a letter for all that, how many questions are in each book, how do I prep all my books. There's a lot of information here that's super helpful for you guys that are in these pictures. And you can upload your own pictures too if you have anything you think would be helpful for everybody here too. So it is a nice resource. But let's get back to our question. Which one is for our Gardasil? There's 2 Gardasils there for sure. You got to know which one is for the first vaccine and which one is for the second vaccine, because they're not marked in the CPT book which one goes for which. And the answer to this one is A. I'll go over it more on Friday so I can show you guys with my notes how we made up the components and stuff and what it looks like in my book, and how you know this one is the first and which one is the second one. But just so you know, that's the answer to this one, and we'll go over it on Friday. I hope this has been helpful. Went over a lot of different subjects today, but I think it was fun, and just a busy week. Just a busy week, guys. And I know it's getting late for you guys too. I'm going to go say hello to my youngins and push them off to bed. And then I've got to finish my book prep for the female anatomy. Super close. Did that ever come up on the YouTube channel? It never did. I've got it pointed to the right page. I don't know why it's not popping up here, but too bad. That's so bad. I don't know why it's not showing up for you guys, but I wish y'all could see it. My PDF for my female. Oh Lord, it's got so much written on it. It's so cool. Can't wait for y'all to see these notes for 2023. Be sure and have your trimesters down. That's helpful during the CPC exam, and know what an external OS is or an external OS is for the exam. That's super helpful to know during the exam. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Thank you, Twinkle, so much for your help, and I will see you guys on Friday. We are not going to have a class for my ducks this Friday or next Friday because the boys are home, and they're driving me nuts. So, and I'm way behind on work for the regular audit that I'm doing for jobs. So I've got to do 10 hours of real job work for that day for sure too. But almost done with my annual audit, and then we'll be able to keep things back on the regular. That's great, Chloe. I'm so glad. I hope it helped so much. And I'll see you guys on Friday night at 6:30. I've been praying nonstop, MK. Every waking moment. I hope so much. Either way, we'll get it done one way or another. Eyes can be OS too, but so can the female.